Hi guys, today we're going to talk a little bit about training equipment. Lyric at this stage is dealing with two different types of equipment. We have her obedience training collar and lead. She's starting already with her shaping behaviours, encouraging her to sit whenever she's close by, introducing the drop, she's introducing the stand and introducing heeling along with me. All in a play type environment, encouraging her to enjoy the work, using food treats and retrieve toys as well as tug toys, and we're yet to work out which one of those is going to be the most, and it may well finish up being a combination of all three. So her equipment consists of a reasonably lightweight, she's only a small puppy just yet, reasonably lightweight collar that she uses during training. We tend not to use the lead just yet. Most of those shaping behaviours will be with the dog off the lead, and when she's competent at all those things and happy to walk along in a heel position, then we'll start introducing a collar and putting it all together into a routine for her, and building her enthusiasm for the work as we go along. So that's the training collar and lead. As you can see, smaller than most leads and collars, but not as light as the training leads, as the show training leads. We also have a thicker and heavier weight walking leads that she hasn't used just yet, but when she gets a little bit bigger and she starts her exercise out with the big dogs going for walks, then that'll be used for that, and of course there may well be a tracking harness further down the track, who knows. So that's the show. That's the training lead, the obedience training lead. This is her show training lead. So much lighter, thinner. The object of using the different leads is so that she learns that there are different requirements for each lead as we start the training. Makes it so much easier if she knows that on the show training lead, she's allowed to run out in front, and encouraging her not to sit when we come to the halt, but rather to move into a stack, and to be handled in a particular way when she's on that lead. Different, of course, when she's on the obedience lead, we need her to perform in a particular way when she's on that lead. And we start right from the beginning in teaching her the difference between those two leads and any other leads for specific training that we want her to do. So today we're going to introduce the show training lead to her. She has had a couple of little sessions moving around on the show training lead, and we're going to be working on encouraging her to stand rather than sit when she's close by, encouraging her to move at a gait. We'll be looking at her gait, we'll be going at her gait mainly to start with, but looking to see how we might vary that gait to show her construction off to the best advantage a little later on. But the first thing we need to do is have her happy to have the lead, the show training lead, and enjoy working with it. We'll also be doing some physical handling of her, getting her accustomed to having people look inside her mouth, feeling her ears, those sorts of things, feeling over her body, desensitising her to being handled in that way. And again, she's had a couple of little short sessions of that, and we only do a minute or two at a time in introducing it, building up and building up and building up until we have a show routine. Eventually the dog will see which collar is being produced and will automatically know what behaviours are going to be expected from it when it's wearing that collar. They learn that very quickly. Okay, see you shortly. Okay, so we're ready to go with little Lyric. We're just going to get her, again, accustomed to moving around, stacking, coming to the stop in the standing position, and encouraging her to stand when she's near me in this sort of environment, waiting to go in the ring perhaps. Good girl. Now she has the added distraction of having Diva, who you can hear. No, come on, but yes, good girl. Having Zen and Diva on the veranda, causing a bit of a distraction for her, but that adds to the training spice for her, and will help her when she comes into being at a show perhaps. Okay, so we'll start by moving her around. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. That's a good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Oh, that's a good girl. Steady. Good girl. Lyric. girl. Down, come. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Oh, that's a good girl. Good girl. Yes, clever dog. Good girl. And again. Lyric. Let's go, Bubba. Good girl. Lyric, come on, Bubba. This way. Good girl. Good girl. Lyric. Hand across. Good girl. Oh, that's a good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Okay. All right, we're still doing a bit of chewing. Jumping up is another one. But all these things are what training is about, trying to encourage her out of those behaviours and into the behaviours that we do want to encourage. So getting her used to being handled in this sort of environment, into a stacking sort of position. Good girl. Good girl. Opening her mouth. Good girl. That's a good girl. That's worth a treat, I think. Good dog. Good girl. Good girl. Just encouraging her to remain there for a moment or two before we move off. Good girl. Okay. Good girl. And keeping her happy on the lead. Making sure that she enjoys the work. We want her to look forward to having the lead on and getting out and doing some training and ultimately to enjoy a time in the showroom. Good girl. Good dog. Okay, more again later.